What's a scary fact about zodiac signs? Story 1. A Libra can seem nice and soft, and we want to be. This is us in our most natural state. But this is what happens when we're with the people that we love and care about that make us feel safe and comfortable. Yet the scariest thing about a Libra is when people switch or we find out the truth, then we detach and switch too. This is in response to what we get from someone else. We will always come out on top, but while doing the right thing and without harming a person or seeking revenge in response. Because Libras are stereotypically about the scales. We will always put things back in their place, and we will. Story 2. The scariest thing about my sign is that by getting people out of their comfort zone, they reveal themselves, which could be the best part of a Sag and not scary at all. The reason being, the world is already in a state of decay all the time, both in the past, present, and future. You help the other by standing by them when you take them out of their comfort zone, which is a comfort in and of itself, and the best kind because it's dynamic. After all is said and done, static comfort can lead to entropy. This is one of the rarest energies in the world, which can override entropy, which leads to the scariest part of SAG. That same energy, if affected badly by external sources, can drive them to be very indifferent to their family and close ones. For this reason, SAG needs that same positivity returned to them. Story 3. The scary thing about the signs, for me, is in the groupings. The cardinal signs appear to increase the chance of the person displaying narcissistic traits. Too many fire signs on the big three, especially with Leo rising, can have a similar effect apparently, especially when people with a cardinal sign on the big three team up. It depends on upbringing, trauma, exposure, and peer pressure, if I understand it correctly. Story 4. It kind of depends on why are they terrifying or scary? Cancers and Virgo's default emotion and mood tends to be miserable. If they see you're happy, they'll say, whatever they can to bring down your mood too. Very nitpicky and rarely happy. So while I wouldn't say terrifying, not scared of them, but they're dark. A lot of my family are Virgos, and I know quite a few Cancers that are like that as well. Aquarius are dark, terrifying because they say the most out there, incredibly dark stuff, like it's totally normal. Aries are very impulsive, so that can be scary, not quite in their way. But they can get you into scary situations for sure because of their great ideas. Story 5. Pisces. When you're on their good side, they can be a very good friend. I had a good friend who was a Pisces for a few years. If you get on their bad side, they can get extremely manipulative. I've had a Pisces stalk me, pretend to be my friend to get inside information about me to use against me later, and then slander me all over their social media account with anything they could think of based on what I said. Story 6. Perhaps the most terrifying is Scorpio. When a Scorpio loves someone, they will give their all to protect them. They will do whatever it takes to protect the people they care about from you if you harm them. Scorpios are experts at masking their feelings, which serves as a defense mechanism, because deep down, they are extremely sensitive and emotional people. However, a Scorpio should not be offended. In my opinion, Geminis, when injured, may be quite frightening. Because they are so gregarious and talkative, Geminis have a knack for getting individuals to spill their beans. Because Gemini has the ability to get others to open up, they will act on advice they've received and will do their best to make you regret betraying them. The fearsome Aquarius is both a master of disguise and a free spirit who cherishes friendships and independence. Although I don't believe any sign can be completely overwhelming, I have found that crossing Aquarius, Gemini, and Scorpio to be the most frightening in a fair but not ridiculous way. Story 7. Without a doubt, Capricorn is the most deadly zodiac sign. This is because many people hold them in high regard and appreciate them for who they are. And that is the image they aim to project. Without even realizing it, Capricorns are experts at manipulation. The devil appears in their tarot reading representing their ambitions for power and the throne. They are extremely manipulative and will do anything to achieve their goals, even if they don't intend to. Capricorns pose a threat due to their intelligence and ability to execute precise power moves. They think cleverly rather than hard, because they genuinely care about the things that matter to them. They will rise to the top, even if it means stepping on someone else's toes. This implies that they will carry out all the tasks without revealing their use to anybody else, because they consider violence to be a sign of immaturity. They will never resort to emotional manipulation because they see it as a sign of weakness, and they will never resort to begging or sucking up to others to achieve what they want. They are known to be emotionally distant and dispassionate. They will view you as unfit or unimportant unless you show them how valuable you are if you approach them, because they are cunning enough to realize that being kind will get you what you want. They will act as if they are good and kind people, as opposed to other signs that are hot-tempered, Leo and Aries, manipulative, Libra and Scorpio, or violent. They are cunning and know how to appear innocent and stable instead of displaying any indications of weakness or failure. They control their emotions and never resort to violence. Story 8. Aries is the scariest zodiac. Aries gets easily hot-headed and makes sure to end you without any words. Although many say it is Scorpio, Scorpios aren't as hot-headed as Aries, but their aura and glance are enough to keep the ally in a losing place. Scorpios and Aries are hot topics regarding rage, but I think it is Aries since they are mostly angry and hot-headed. I have dealt with Aries and fear them when they are calm. Story 9. Taurus takes the cake when it comes to manipulative signs because their behavior is completely unexpected. Taurus is usually one of the kindest zodiac signs when you search for something similar. They normally fall somewhere in the center of the list, not at the top or bottom. I think this is a major reason why Taurus can be so deceitful. It's totally improper. Cancers aren't stupid. They think tactically and intelligently. If they don't want you to know what they're planning, you won't. For all you know, they could be pulling the other one in the other direction, leading you to believe you're winning when in fact they're pulling the other one in reverse. Typical Tauruses aren't the most outspoken. Everyone knows they're stubborn, but they don't show any emotion. They are gregarious and quick to make acquaintances, yet they prefer to keep to themselves when they're with their pals. They will not explode if you insult them. They could even pretend to laugh it off and go on. Things will start moving quickly once they discover you have harmed them. Without your knowledge, they will relentlessly eliminate all of your joy-inducing possessions until you lose everything. Because it's taking so long, you might start to blame yourself. Even though Taurians are experts at what they do, you would never guess that they are capable of such feats. In an instant, they can make your pals betray you, but they really won't. Their cautious, methodical approach ensures that none of your buddies will remain. Basically, all it takes to get along with a Taurus is not to wrong them, and by extension, not to wrong the people they care about. Story 10. I don't find it scary or overwhelming, although of course some people will present in an intimidating way, often Scorpio rising or Pluto in the first house, for instance. Or someone with a very egocentric chart can be unbelievable to deal with. However, I suppose that I struggle to get on with most Pisces, as they have never suited me, and the negative among them can be quite self-serving and undermining. That said, a positive-minded Pisces can be funny, compassionate, and kind. So, it does vary, and all rather depends on who suits who. Story 11. My observations lead me to believe that no sign can withstand a dark side Aquarius. Their behavior and total indifference to human life would stun you. The majority of humanity are actually seen by them as mere things. Additionally, they are capable of acting detachedly, without any emotional investment in the outcome. People are merely things to be used and mistreated in their perspective. Their egocentric mentality is unbeatable by any sign. Their lack of empathy means they often act in ways that hurt other people, and they can be very manipulative on top of it all. And they always claim to be right while blaming others for the damage they've caused. Unlike other signs, they barely reflect light, thesaurus terms that fit them. The worst kind of people are narcissists and psychopathic. Story 12. Anyone, regardless of their sun sign or element, can be terrifying when they aren't awake. Because of their resiliency and vitality, all water signs have the potential to be immensely positive when awakened, but devastating when out of whack. The most terrifying kind of Cancer, in my opinion, is dormant or low vibe Cancer. The water element trio begins with Cancer, the cardinal energy. Among the signs, Cancer is the most emotionally fragile and self-absorbed. Cancers have a tendency to internalize life's challenges and perpetrate self-victimization since they feel themselves so intensely, in contrast to Pisces, who feel everyone and everything. When they hurt, they are extremely delicate and precise. They will carry their pain and anguish with them to the grave because they are unable to forgive or forget. Story 13. There are actually three signs that are scary when they are pissed off. It is the three fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The thing about us fire signs is that we are misunderstood. Sure, we do erupt when mad, but we are pretty loving and caring, and most of us get things done on time. Being an Aries myself, I do erupt like other fire signs. But just like the rest of us, if you don't get on our bad side, we are pretty chill if you ask me. Story 14. The death of Julius Caesar, Aries. Julius Caesar, born under Aries, was assassinated on the Ides of March. Aries is a sign known for its leadership and boldness. But Caesar's assassination by his closest allies has eerie symbolism, as he was the leader who pushed for significant reforms, only to be stabbed in the back by those closest to him. It's almost like betrayal is written in the stars for Aries. Julius Caesar, born on July 12th, 100 BCE, under the sign of Aries, was assassinated on March 15th, 44 BCE, a day forever known as the Ides of March. Aries is ruled by Mars, the god of war, and represents leadership, courage, and pioneering energy. However, the intense ambition and boldness that come with Aries can also bring enemies or threats. Caesar's assassination was a brutal example of betrayal from his closest allies, and his tragic end seems to reflect the darker side of Aries, passion and ambition unchecked by caution. The fact that he was betrayed by those who were supposed to be his friends adds an eerie layer of fatalism and suggests that Aries' desire for leadership can sometimes attract dangerous power struggles. Story 15. The curse of the Cancer zodiac. Cancer is ruled by the moon, which is associated with intuition, emotions, and mysteries. There are several chilling superstitions surrounding Cancer, including one that suggests anyone born under Cancer is more susceptible to seeing spirits and ghosts due to their deep emotional sensitivity and connection to the moon's mysteries. Cancer is a water sign, ruled by the moon, and water signs are known for their deep emotions, intuition, and sensitivity. The moon governs the unconscious and mysterious aspects of the human psyche. And because Cancer is so attuned to this energy, it's thought that they might experience encounters with spirits or otherworldly forces more than other signs. In many cultures, Cancer is linked to mystical experiences and ghost stories, especially because the moon, which waxes and wanes, can be tied to cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Some astrological beliefs suggest that Cancers are especially empathetic, making them more open to connecting with spirits, or even unknowingly attracting restless souls seeking a connection. Story 16. The haunting of Pisces, the fish. Pisces, symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions, is considered the most psychic of all the zodiac signs. However, some believe that this makes Pisces especially vulnerable to spiritual hauntings or being influenced by negative energies. In some cultures, it's said that Pisces-born individuals might attract ghostly presences because of their intuitive and empathetic nature. Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac, is a water sign ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, and the subconscious. Pisces is often said to have the most psychic potential, with an uncanny ability to sense things that others cannot. This deep connection to the ethereal world can make Pisces particularly vulnerable to the paranormal. The symbol of two fish swimming in opposite directions represents duality, the balance between the physical world and the spiritual, and the ability of Pisces to navigate between both realms. It's believed that because Pisces-born individuals are so emotionally and intuitively sensitive, they can be open channels for spirits or energies that can manifest in their lives. Some even associate Pisces with being able to see things that aren't visible to others, including ghosts or apparitions. Story 17. Scorpio's connection to the occult. Scorpio is often associated with secrets, hidden truths, and power, but its link to the occult is particularly creepy. Scorpios are said to have a deep connection to death and transformation. In astrology, the sign is connected with the eighth house, which governs relations, death, and rebirth. The idea that Scorpios embrace death in a symbolic way can feel unsettling. Scorpio is ruled by both Mars, planet of war, and Pluto, planet of transformation and rebirth, and its symbol, the scorpion, is often associated with death and regeneration. The intense power of Scorpio can be both mesmerizing and disturbing, as Scorpios are known for their ability to uncover deep secrets and truths. The eighth house, which Scorpio governs, is connected to themes of death, relations, rebirth, and shared resources. As such, Scorpio has long been associated with the occult, magic, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. In astrology, Scorpios are seen as deeply transformative individuals who can endure profound inner change and rise from it, making them appear deathless. The connection to Pluto and death in particular often gives Scorpios an eerie aura. People born under Scorpio are also sometimes said to have an innate understanding of the darker sides of life, including the spiritual realm and the mysteries of life and death. Story 18. Virgo and the Spirit of the Virgin. The Virgo sign is associated with purity and perfection. However, in some cultures, Virgo is believed to be the sign closest to the afterlife, with spirits whispering their messages of fate and destiny to those born under this sign. Their analytical and perfectionist tendencies can make them seem like they know things they shouldn't, leading to an unnerving sense of foretelling. Virgo is an earth sign ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and logic. Virgos are often seen as highly analytical and detailed, yet also intensely focused on purity, cleanliness, and perfection. The archetype of Virgo is often referred to as the Virgin, symbolizing not only purity, but also a connection to the divine. Some believe that Virgo-born individuals, due to their highly organized and precise nature, are more closely linked to the spiritual world. Their deep focus on perfection and attention to detail gives them a unique sensitivity to hidden or spiritual truths. Additionally, the Virgin symbolizes a connection to the Earth's mysteries, and some believe that Virgo can be a vessel for messages from the afterlife. This connection to the spirit world could potentially make Virgos more susceptible to unusual experiences or encounters with otherworldly beings, especially because they tend to trust their intuition over their feelings. Story 19. Capricorn's Dark Side of Ambition. Capricorn is the sign associated with ambition, discipline, and power. The legend says that Capricorn's ruler, Saturn, represents time and fate, making Capricorns feel as though they are constantly being watched by a mysterious, inescapable force. Some astrologers believe that Capricorn's intense drive for success might even lead to self-destruction, driven by an unseen and haunting hand. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is known for its practicality, ambition, and deep desire for success. Saturn represents time, karma, and structure, which makes Capricorns often appear stern and disciplined. However, the dark side of Capricorn's ambition is that it can sometimes drive them to disregard personal relationships or even their own well-being in pursuit of power. Saturn's influence can create a sense of heavy responsibility, and Capricorns may feel as though they are burdened with the weight of the world. This can manifest in them appearing cold or detached. Some dark interpretations of Capricorn suggest that they may even fall victim to self-destruction in the pursuit of their goals, driven by a sense of fate or destiny that they cannot escape. The fear of being caught in an unyielding, unforgiving cycle of ambition may lead to extreme choices. Capricorn's connection to Saturn also ties them to death and time, reinforcing the theme of existential dread that can accompany their relentless pursuit of success. Story 20. The creepy truth behind Leo's pride. Leo, often known for its self-confidence and love for attention, is also associated with a deep, sometimes disturbing, fear of losing control. Leos are often linked to the sun, which can symbolize life, but also has a darker side, like the sun's overwhelming energy that could destroy everything in its path. There's a belief that Leos may sometimes go to extreme lengths to maintain their image or avoid their perceived downfall, leading to eerie stories of obsession with legacy. Leo, ruled by the sun, is often associated with strength, pride, and self-confidence. Leos tend to love being the center of attention and seek admiration from others. However, their association with the sun also suggests a more complex, dark side. The sun is a life-giving force, but also an unforgiving one. Its rays can scorch or blind, just as its warmth sustains life. Leo's intense need for admiration can lead to dangerous levels of obsession with their legacy or image, sometimes creating a disconnect from reality. The creepy part comes from the idea that Leo may become so fixated on preserving their status or their grandeur that they lose sight of what truly matters, leading to self-destruction or even delusions of grandeur. Their vulnerability comes from the fear of being shunned or ignored, which can create an eerie sense of danger in their pursuit of dominance. Story 21. Aquarius and the coldness of the universe. Aquarius, known for being detached and intellectual, can sometimes be considered cold or unfeeling. This can make Aquarius-born people seem like they are not entirely in touch with the human world. In fact, some believe that Aquarians are so connected to the vast cosmos that they might have difficulty relating to earthly matters, and this distance creates an unsettling aura of mystery around them. Aquarius is an air sign ruled by Uranus, the planet of innovation, rebellion, and sudden change. Aquarians are often seen as eccentric, intellectual, and detached from traditional ways of thinking. Their forward-thinking nature sometimes gives them a cold, calculating aura. Aquarius is also known for its ability to see the bigger picture, often at the expense of personal connections, which can make them seem emotionally distant. In terms of the supernatural, Aquarius is said to be so focused on the intellectual and cosmic realms that they may appear alien to others. This detachment could suggest an eerie disconnection from the human experience, as if Aquarians are more attuned to the cold, vast universe than to the warmth of human relationships. Their association with technology and progress may make them seem like the outsiders, or even the harbingers of change, which could be unsettling for some.